So I'm out testing my new GoPro Hero 5 Black. I'm on the American Tobacco Trail, going to do a 6-mile run or so with it. There's no mounts, so I'll just be holding it. I've used a voice command to turn it on or to start recording, and I'll use a voice command to stop recording and potentially voice commands to take pictures as well. So we'll see how this goes. I hope to document my running this year as I move to my 100th marathon, and hopefully document some of those travels and running adventures this year. So here I am on the Tobacco Trail right off of Scott King Road. It's lunchtime and the temperature is still in the 30s, which is a precursor of what is to come this weekend. We're supposed to get 6 to 9 inches of snow, and temperatures overnight between 0 and 9 degrees. So it's going to be a cold one. It's supposed to do a 25K tomorrow, Salem Lake Frosty, but likely won't even be able to drive there, let alone potentially run in 6 to 9 inches of snow. So Tobacco Trail is about 22 miles long. I live just 2 miles from it, right in the middle of it. So I can run to Durham in about 10.5 miles, or I can run to Apex in about 10.5 miles. Never done the entire trail, although I have run the Tobacco Road Marathon. The trail appears to be relatively flat, but there are sections that are prolonged uphills, but not more than 3% grade, since this was a rails a trail. Yes, we have bikers on the trail as well. It's a great trail for walkers, bikers, dog walkers, a little bit of everything. I've seen skateboarders, I've seen rollerbladers, I've seen recumbent bikes, I've seen ellipticos, and of course there are a lot of runners, not so much during the week, during the midday, but during training seasons. There's quite a few groups from Fleet Feet and Bull City Running and Raleigh Running outfitters that use this trail as well. So the Tobacco Trail is nice and open in the winter, so when you do have sunshine, it gives you some warmth, but it's nice and covered in the summertime to help shade the brutal sunshine combined with the humidity of North Carolina that can be pretty stifling. So you can see into the woods. Not really sure what that fence is, but it's on both sides. So where I run in Durham County, about a half a mile. I'm at the most southernmost part of Durham County, and the trail then goes into Chatham County and spend some time in there. I believe it probably gets into Wake County as well. And we're coming up on a bridge here. The bridge is over Northeast Creek. There's a few of these wooden bridges on the trail. They get really slippery when there's some like moisture in the winter. Northeast Creek is also prone to flooding, not up onto the trail, but when you go over the bridge you can certainly see the water when we've had some heavier rains. So here we are coming across the bridge. We had some rain for the last couple of days. You can see over the bridge some of the water is. Some over here. Here I am. I'm nice and bright today. Not that I need it on this trail, but it's nice to be bright. GoPro, stop recording. So the nice thing about the Tobacco Trail is it has this nice gravel, patched gravel, soft side to it, as well as paved side. So I spend a lot of time running on the softer side. Helps with preservation of the legs. Now back at the Northeast Creek, that's mile 1 from Scott King Road. And coming up to this road here, which is the next road, this is mile 2. And then the next road will be mile 3. I don't think they planned it that way, but it works out really well. Go. So I'm at the 3-mile marker and ran that in about 30 minutes, so about a 10-minute pace. Sign for the American Tobacco Trail. There's a little parking area up here as well, and generally water, but they turn that particular water off in the winter, so it's good to carry your own if you're going along. So I'll be running 30 minutes back to the car. In many cases I can run to the trail, and I do run to the trail because it's only 2 miles from my house. And then sometimes I just like to drive up and run on the trail as opposed to out. And there's a guy running with his dog, which is kind of cool. I run with Casey sometimes. Gabby seems like she might pick up to be a good runner. We'll see when we do the Wagon Wild again in March. See if Casey can be the largest dog again. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, so I'm back, heading back to Scott King Road, 3 miles. As you can tell, this trail can be boring, but on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, there's really runners of all abilities over here, so it's also motivating as well. It's also pretty because you have the large North Carolina pines, you have the pine needles on the soft surface, and it just is a nice place to run. You don't have to battle the traffic on here, except for bikes. You have to watch out for bikes. They are sometimes not as congenial as runners. There's also some crazy amazing houses around here. There's one that was just built, probably fit 3 of my houses in there. So race schedule this year, we'll talk about that on the way back, but hopefully I'll get to my 100th marathon, and an exciting place as well. GoPro stop recording. So I just passed mile 4 and still running at about a 10-minute pace. As you can see, it's straight and narrow. So let's talk about marathon schedule this year. I'm getting to that 100th marathon. I have 5 tentatively planned this year. Charlottesville in Virginia, April 1st, and my 4th consecutive Flying Pig Marathon with Cynthia and the Keyworth family, with Bree running her 4th consecutive kid race. And then thinking of the Adams County, Ohio Marathon in September, which is an Amish marathon. And then of course I'll run Baltimore, which is my 17th Baltimore. That'll be 99th marathon. Then what I've been thinking about is running the original marathon course in Athens, Greece for my 100th. Not sure if I can make that happen, but it'd be the appropriate place to finish a 100th marathon. Of course, Phidippides died after his marathon, from Marathon to Athens, but that's the challenge of all of us marathoners, is to challenge ourselves mentally and physically and go beyond what the body is supposed to be able to do, which is about 20 miles. So we'll see if we can get to Athens in November. Cindy and I will be going to Africa, to Tanzania, for a safari in June for her 60th birthday. I was thinking about running in Africa, but I wanted to focus more on the safari and just having a wonderful experience for Cindy's 60th birthday. So that's what we'll be doing for 2 weeks in June. So there's my bright yellow shoes. I'm running in Saucony Guide 9s. I've been running in Saucony guides for quite some time. They just seem to be the best shoe for me. I'm not sure how this video is coming out. I am trying to keep my arm and hand straight or stable. As I said, there's no mounts that I'm using today. I do have a mount for the head strap. I'm picking up a mount for the wrist today. And tomorrow I'll experience with the Fetch or GoPro Fetch mount for the dogs and see how it goes with them playing in the snow. GoPro, stop recording. So I'm back at Northeast Creek now, and you saw the creek before, but there it is again because I'm just experimenting anyway. You can go up and over, probably bouncy. Back. See me again as I'm watching where I'm running. Still running a little bit under 10 minutes now, probably about 9:50, 9:45, and just have about a mile to go. So I'll catch up with you at the finish. GoPro, stop recording. So I'm back at where I started. Brandon Graff, my nephew, posted on Facebook the other day to explain your favorite hobby as badly as you can. And I replied that I put one foot in front of the other until I'm back to where I started. And that's really what running is all about. Sure, you have point-to-point courses and other crazy type loops that you might do, but you get back to the next starting line and you do it all over again. And hopefully I can keep doing that. So this is probably my first video blog. If I can figure out the editing software, it should be a little movie or a little video blog. Of course, it may have come out really badly. So we'll see when we get back. But cheers, and until next time, GoPro, stop.